Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. We've got a couple of things here to fix. For example, that's not us anymore. We're still EXP, but we're not Better Homes and Gardens. You know what I mean? So, the lighting's not quite right. It'll be okay for now, I think. So let's see here. Bum 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 bum. Nope. There we go. Got to get our microphone over here. Hopefully, our sound is working appropriately. We're going to do all of our checks here in just a second to make sure it's all working. We're going to start here in just a minute or so. And plus my thing's backwards. How do I mirror this again? We've got so many settings we have to fix. This can go away. Where's my mirror? Mirror camera. There we go. Now we're the right way. Wonderful. Tighten this guy up. We're going to do a real quick check to make sure that our sound and everything else is good. If you guys are here and watching / listening, if you could let me know if I sound good. Otherwise, I got to turn myself on my own little app here and check. Let's see. This guy. Sound good? Yep, we sound good. Sound good, look good. Hair's a mess. It's been a long day. I had a lot of showings, a lot of meetings today. I am tired, but that's okay. I don't like having the tip of the microphone in there. That bothers me. So, what is up, everybody? How is your Sunday? How was your week? How was your everything? Everything's been very, very busy all of a sudden. We've been really picking up a lot of momentum here. We've been getting a lot of stuff going on. Let's see, that's fine. Okay, got our captions. We're gonna do, yeah, that's fine. Our ticker, we're gonna do the monthly market update. Add that puppy. Okay. So yet again, just like every single month we've done this forever and going forward. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about real estate, now is the time. I'm here, I'm focused, I'm here for you guys. If you are interested in real estate in Washington, doesn't have to be Lewis County, but I know more the closer we get, right? We're talking Olympia, and I'll go out to the beach too. I'll go down to Vancouver area. They got kind of a weird MLS situation out there, so it's a little tougher. But sorry, got to turn off all my phones and stuff here. So let's just dig right in with how the market's doing. Personally, for my business, it's going crazy. We're still seeing really good deals on listings. Listings are really sticking. Listing agents are having a rough go getting their inventory moving. I'm seeing a lot of my buyers flocking towards new construction because the new construction deals right now are insane. Dogs are protesting. They're upset about the market too. So right now we're seeing really crazy deals on new construction, which is really, really good. I love new construction. My hair is just a mess, an absolute mess today. Like I said, it's been a busy day. New construction is popping off. Old construction is sitting a little longer because it just costs too much to fix. So let's see what's going on. And oh, by the way, I got my first closing in Washington on Tuesday. So I'm pretty excited for that too. I'm gonna actually shrink down this window so that I'm more looking like I'm looking at you guys when I'm clicking on my settings here. So let's just dig right in. Let's do some screen shares here, which is this button. InfoSparks, share. So here's the market. In purple, we see the entire Northwest MLS, which is most of Washington, most of where the people live. In the green, we got Thurston County. In the orange, we got Pacific County. And in this kind of grayish blue, we got Lewis County. Now, Lewis County is always my favorite because that's where I live and that's where I feel is the most affordable, what I tend to lean more towards because I feel like a lot of people have a tough time affording Thurston County. Pacific County has just not enough people there, right? So we're going to mostly look at Lewis County. But if you guys have questions about any county that is not Lewis County, that's totally fine. Just ask. We can dig into whatever you want. We can even get down to the city. But when we look at specific cities, we tend to get a little bit too small of data sets. So it tends to be a little bit more, a little bit less, how would I say that? It's hard to make sense of. It's a little more volatile. It's going to go up faster and down faster to make it a little deceptive on what the average could be, right? So when we look at Lewis County, which Lewis County has been having a rougher go compared to other counties. I mean, look at this. Year over year pricing for Lewis County is up only 0.4%. When we compare that to Thurston at 6.2% increase year over year, or the whole MLS at 2.9. So we're seeing that Thurston County is growing way faster than the state as a whole. Lewis County is seeing some price drops. People are not as excited to go rural as they were a couple of years ago when everyone was remote. My dog is into everything. When everyone was remote, people were flocking into Lewis County, into these rural areas. And then once everyone's had to go back to work, we're seeing Lewis County grow more slowly. We're not seeing price decreases. I mean, some houses are seeing price decreases, but the median price is increasing, right? But not by hardly anything, especially when you compare that to Thurston at 6.2 or Pacific at a 17% increase. That's a huge increase for the sales price, median sales price for Washington as a whole. Typically, year over year, we will usually see around a 2 to 4% would be pretty normal. It's like 3% is pretty normal for the entire MLS, right? Thurston County is way higher than normal. Lewis County is way lower than normal. So the number of new listings, the new listings that hit the market the last 30 days, entire MLS makes that really rough. Maybe we should take that guy off. Should we take that guy off? I don't know. I'm on the fence. What do you guys think? Should we look at the whole MLS? When we look at the whole MLS, the entire MLS is down by 1.1%. Pacific County is down by 26%. Thurston County is down by 15%. And Lewis County is down by only 1.6%. So we're seeing a lot of listings in Lewis County, which is kind of what's keeping the prices down. We're seeing a lot less inventory in Thurston, a lot less in Pacific, and a little bit less in the state as a whole. In terms of the number of homes for sale, entire MLS shows 19.3% increase. Lewis County here is 12% increase. So, when we're looking at how many homes are for sale, when you're saying like, is it a good time to buy, a good time to sell, the more homes that are on the market, the more you have to pick from. When inventory is really short, you might not see a home that you really like. So this is probably one of the best times to buy. I mean, obviously the best time to buy would have been back in like August, September. That's when the inventory was insane. Usually goes down over the holidays because people don't want to sell their homes during the holiday season, right? So right now the number of listings are down compared to the peak season, but they're the highest we've pretty much ever seen for a February here in Washington, no matter how we look at it, whether we're looking at per county or we're looking at per the entire state. There's a ridiculous amount of selection available for people that are looking. Pending sales is the number of deals that are going on, right? How many people got under contract last 30 days? 30% more in Lewis County. So Lewis County homes are moving. We have 30% more people buying than we did this time last year. Thurston County is down slightly to 6.7%. Pacific County is up by 2.4%. And the entire MLS is seeing an influx in the number of sales by 6.8%. And this is not compared to last month, keep in mind. This is compared to last year, because as we get into these later seasons, the market tends to pick up, right? We kind of die off like you see this every year, give or take around August, September, October, somewhere. August, October, this one's falling off in like August, right? So around August, we typically see the market slow down. So now we're seeing it pick up again, and it's picking up more than it did this time last year. Number of closed sales down across the board. That's because it was just a really slow January. People really didn't have a good time with the election. People really pumped the brakes for a second there. And you can kind of see that we picked right back up afterwards. In terms of days on market across the whole state, Washington, we're looking at 20 days. But who cares about the whole state? Right here in Lewis County, we're looking at an average of 67 days to sell your home. Homes in Lewis County are really, really struggling. Thurston County is still flying off the shelf at 17 days, and in Pacific County, it's about 90 days. Personally, I think a healthy market's somewhere between 30 and 60 days. So I think Thurston is still showing signs it's a pretty strong buyer's market, or sorry, really strong seller's market, versus Lewis County is starting to show that it's a strong buyer's market. Thurston sellers, Lewis buyers. Okay, so if you're buying, Lewis County is good. But overall, to tell if it's a buyer's market or seller's market, we need to look at the month supply. So the month supply of pending listings. So this is the measurement of if we stopped listing homes today, how long would it take for us to sell out of all of our listings? Depending on the expert you talk to, an even market where it's a fair market, an equal number of buyers and sellers, is around 3 to 5 months supply. Anything below 3 is considered a strong seller's market. Anything over like 4 or 5 is considered a strong buyer's market. So Lewis County is up to 5. So Lewis County is officially entering buyer's market territory. We haven't seen that in what, 8 years, something like that. So for the first time in a very long time, Lewis County is a buyer's market-ish and probably going to get a little bit stronger towards the buyer's market. Thurston County is still very much a seller's market with a 1.9 month supply. Pacific, very, very strong buyer's market with a 6-month supply. And the entire MLS is looking at 2.5. So overall, the MLS is looking at a strong seller's market, but in Lewis and Pacific County, we're looking at strong buyer's markets. So these are big things to keep in mind, because a lot of people are moving and they're going, I really want to be in Thurston County. Well, Thurston County, if as a buyer, it doesn't favor you very much, right? Versus in Lewis County, the market is in your favor. You can get away with more. You can get better deals. You get more selection. So if you are willing to make that 20-minute commute, depending on where you go, it could be a really good play. Let's see here. What is that? This is doing weird things. What is that button? Okay. Then when we take a look, is this an okay way to show this? I think there's a better way to show this. Can we reverse me this way? This is probably way better for you guys, right? I bet. Okay. So when we look at the percentage of list price, so this is, you put your home up for sale, what are you going to expect in terms of your list price to get? Thurston County and the entire MLS are sitting right at 100%. They're selling for asking price consistently. Lewis County is still close. It's at 99.6% of the list price. I don't like that number. I'm going to change my mind. List price shows what the home was listed for when it sold. Let's look at the original list price. I think that's much more fair. Thurston County is looking at 100%. So Olympia is still looking at, you list your home, you're probably going to get whatever you list it for. So you can probably be pretty aggressive. When you compare that to, say, Pacific County at a 93.3% of your list price, most homes are being listed overpriced and people are getting bid down. That's really, really rough. You almost never want to overprice your home and get low bidders. That's how you get really favorable conditions for buyers. So, if you're up in Pacific County, aim a little lower. You want to try to be a little more fair, because that 93% will destroy you and your expectations. Because if you list too high and you're expecting a certain dollar amount and you don't get it, your plans change, right? Overall, entire MLS is 99.3, which is pretty good. I'd like to see it closer to 99.5. Lewis County is also seeing really good deals at 97%. So buyers on average are getting 3% off the original list price. And overall, again, we're seeing that Thurston County, the entire MLS, so like up in Seattle, up in Olympia, we're seeing homes flying off the shelves. We're seeing a lot of competition. But as we get more and more rural, we're seeing prices and conditions favor buyers more and more. Price per square foot. Of course, when we drag Seattle into this, we get $370 for the entire MLS as an average price per square foot. In Lewis County, we're looking $267 per square foot, Thurston, $286, and Pacific, $204. So we have seen a price decrease per foot in Lewis County and Pacific County, but a 10% increase in Thurston County and a 7% increase across the entire MLS. If you're selling your home, how many showings do you have to do to get the darn thing sold? Well, in Lewis County, you're looking at an average of 6 showings to sold. That's a 20% increase. That's still so many, guys. And anytime it's under 10, if you have to do less than 10 showings to get the home sold, that's amazing. And we're seeing that across the board. But it is up in Lewis County up to 6 showings to get your home sold. In Thurston County, you're looking at 9 showings to get your home sold, which is no change. Pacific County is up to 7 showings to get your home sold. And across the entire MLS, you're looking at around 9 showings to get your home sold. If your home has had more than that many showings, your price might be a little high. Or if your home's been on the market longer than it shows here, your price might be a little high. Let's see. Is that all of our numbers? Thought we had more than that. Okay, wonderful. And the biggest question I get very, very often is about specifically 3-bedroom homes, right? So right now, the median sales price for a basic 3-bedroom home in Lewis County is around $407,000, around $477,000 in Thurston, $254,000 in Pacific, and across the entire MLS is $575,000. So if you're working with a budget of $250,000, give or take, you can get a very decent 3-bedroom, 2-bath out in Pacific for $400-ish. You're looking about Lewis County. If you can squeeze $477,000, Olympia might be the place for you. But that is dictated by our interest rates. Where did we go here? Let's click on this guy again. We're going to replace our screen with this one. So the thing with interest rates is that the higher the rates are, the less your money gets you, right? You're paying more money on interest, less money on principal to buy your home. So we've been seeing rates sit at about 7%, and now they're down to about 6.7. So, we can see all of our numbers here. For a 30-year fixed, you're looking at about a 6.7% rate. FHA, you could get as low as a 6.1. Jumbo's around 7, and a VA is around 6.1 as well. So that's kind of what's favorable too about VA. 30 years, you do get a good chunk of interest off, so you can buy more house. So as a general rule, this doesn't quite math out depending on your deal, but as a mental rule of thumb, it's about a 10% discount on your monthly payment for every 1% you get off of your interest rate. So if we go from 7% to 6%, because a lot of people were getting 7% just a couple months ago, now they're looking at 6.12. They're probably saving like 70% or so on their home purchase, or on their monthly, or sorry, not 70%, 0.7%, almost a whole 10%, right? That 0.8% total of rate decrease is probably like an 8%, 6% reduction in their monthly payments. They can get a lot more home than they could have a couple months ago or even a month ago. I feel like I said that really confusing. Long day. Long story short, lower rates, better payment, right? Okay. And last but certainly not least, we got logged out really quick. I got to get logged back in. And while that log is back in, I'm going to take a quick water break. Okay. Now, when we look at Airbnbs and AirDNA and short-term rentals, we really have to look at Lewis County. Lewis County is my favorite for it because Lewis County is just very representative. It really represents what we see in our area very well. Olympia tends to target a more luxury market. And when we look at, okay, hold on one sec, guys. Hey, Lindsay, open the door, let the dog out. So when we look at Lewis County, we tend to get, come on, thingy. It's just going to be difficult on me today. It's going to be difficult. Give me 1 second here. I'm supposed to set this up. We got logged out. Come on, loading. This thing's having the hardest time. Usually I can look right at Lewis County, but it's not not cooperating. Okay, let's just try zooming in. Maybe that'll get us some decent numbers. So it looks like they changed my air DNA here, and it now pulls very interesting and different data that isn't as useful to us. So let's try it anyways, right? So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna replace our screen with air DNA. So before we used to be able to select just our county or just our area, and now it's not really letting us do that for some reason. So how can we make this do what we want? So it's trying to make me pick all of this for Washington, which is a big chunk of land. I don't really want to look at Tacoma and Olympia. Okay, well, let's just look at how Airbnbs are doing across the state, I guess, then. So this market is performing not great, 31. Rental growth over the last 3 years, we are down. There's fewer and fewer Airbnbs. Airbnbs are struggling right now. They came out with some new fees and charges and things that clients are really not liking. But overall, we are seeing a decrease. We've been seeing a decrease for a while, but I think that pulling this extra data is messing it up. There's got to be some way for me to like there's Packwood. Packwood's okay. Centralia. Okay. Can we do, it doesn't have Chehalis? No, it doesn't have Chehalis. Okay, let's look at Centralia. Packwood's a very good market to look at too. But let's look at Centralia as our kind of canary in the coal mine to see what's going on. Okay, guys. So in Centralia, we have a score of 44. That's much better than the score they were showing before. In terms of annual revenue, it is up 9% year over year. The average Airbnb is making $26,000. Can we filter this a little bit better? Listings. View all. Okay. Okay, there we go. So overall, we're seeing Airbnbs making a little bit less money than last month, but still up year over year. We're seeing 9% increases in annual revenue on average. The average Airbnb is making $26,000 a year. The average occupancy rate is up. That's 46% compared to 43% this time last year. The average daily rate is $189, which is a 6% increase. I don't know what the RevPAR is. I used to know. I don't remember today. So anyways, most of the short-term rentals in our area are listed on Airbnb with 67%. 7% are on VRBO, and 26% of all the listings are on both. The vast majority of listings are going to be 1 and 2 bedrooms. Very few houses on the market out here. We've got 46% 1 bedrooms, 26% 2 bedrooms, 17% 3 bedrooms, 9% 4 bedrooms, and 2% 5 bedroom plus. When it comes to Airbnb growth, we are seeing the same cycles as we always see in Washington. People don't like moving in the rain out here. We're not really a snow town, right? So stuff usually starts picking up in May, give or take, is usually like as the market starts picking up. And usually by like August, September is peak market, like almost every year. So right now we're just coming off of the snowy time and it is going up. But compared to last year, we are up quite a bit. We're up about 13%, which is huge. Most listings have at least a 1-night stay. About half have a 2-night minimum stay, and quite a few need more than that, but vast majority of the listings need at least 1 or 2 nights. Let's see, occupancy rate, 46%. don't have access to those pieces of data. If you are an Airbnb seller and buyer, let me know. We can do some upgrades and get you some more detailed info. So overall, Airbnbs are doing good. They're up, give or take, around 9 or 10% compared to this time last year. So that's more or less the market. If you have any questions, put them over on the side. But for now, it seems like it's going to be another quiet room, and that's okay. So if you need anything in the whole wide world, you know what to do. Call Castro, visit callcastro.com. Great time to buy, tougher time to sell, which on one hand, that's a bummer. On the other hand, you guys need agents more. I think for a little while there, people didn't really need realtors for a minute because you could FSBO and go really, really well. Nothing wrong with that. It was a good time to try it, right? But now we're starting to get away from that again, where people are struggling. And if you need a realtor to buy, it's a great time, easy time, happy time, optimistic time. If you're a seller, a little stressful, unless you call the right agent, then it's real easy. So if you guys need anything in the whole wide world, you know what to do. Call Castro. I'll talk to you next.